Okay, so I think we can go ahead to start. All the technical issues have been fixed, I believe. So good evening once again. I'm Philip Shedrack, and I'm currently in Casablanca, Morocco. And today I'll be your host for tonight's Tech Hangout show. And I'm so excited about today's episode. Yeah, it's someone who I've really been in contact with for some years now, and I've been so close to him, seeing a lot of amazing stuff that he has been doing, and it's really a good privilege for me to have him on the Hangout tonight with me to share his experience, and then to help those who are currently having questions. So I think I would give the floor right now to our guest for tonight. Let him start by just introducing himself and then what he's going to share with us. And then I come back to continue the show. So it's going to be an interactive session. Yeah, so if you have something you would like to say or ask, you can indicate by raising your hands, or you can just type on the chat box, and then it will help us with the workflow. All right. So, Marius, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Philip. Thank you for having invited me for this live today. I wanted even to ask the question since I'm seeing some people online and all that. I don't know if we are going to continue in English or in French. I don't know. Some people can you write in the chat French or English? Which one do
Okay,
you?
so we have some people joining from Nigeria as well, some from South Africa, which are
Yeah,
kind of not a
Francophone.
French-speaking country.
Okay,
So
okay.
I think if there's any part or any phrase that you probably are missing, I'll help you translate it.
All right, all right.
Yes.
So to start, I will say that I'm not that really good in English, but I will try to do my best so that you can all understand what I'm trying to say. Okay. Thank you, Philip, for the invitation. And like Philip said, we know each other for 2 years now. I think even a little bit more. And it has been an amazing time we have spent together. And we have really collaborate on a lot of projects. And I'm happy today to be sharing this live with him to talk a little bit about my experience and to also try to share a little bit what I know about the field in which I'm working right now. So I will start by presenting myself. I'm Marius Sonkuba. I'm Togolese. Okay. I'm Togolese and I'm BI and data engineer in Morocco here for a company, Sofrecom. We work on Orange France project, and I'm also trainer on some company here in Morocco. So on partial time. So sometime I found time to work on some other kind of training for some companies. So
Okay. Interesting.
yes, I arrived in Morocco in 2019, and as you can see on the sharing, you can find my social media account if you want to uh, connect with me and ask me eventually a question about what we are going to discuss today. So about me, like I was saying, I finished my master degree in 2021, and from there I work on a company, telecom company called NG6 here in Rabat, and uh, I was data and software engineer there. After that, I have worked also for UCAN. UCAN is an e-commerce platform, and I had also the position of data and software engineer. I spent approximately 1 year and 7 months there. After now I'm working in Sofrecom, like I said it precedently. And add to that, I have two other jobs as trainer for Omnishore and for an university here in Morocco called Innov.
Wow, wow, interesting, interesting. Sorry to come in again. So
No,
just a little bit of recap of what he said. So as you can see, Marius wears some a ton of different hats. Yeah, so he's not just having experience in data engineering in a particular should I say subdomain or in a particular sector, but it seems to be vast. So for instance, when you look at where he started with Ingix, which is a telecommunication company. So he did like data engineer and software. So for those also looking, having questions related to data engineering and software, he's still here for you guys. So he was in the position of a data engineer and software engineer over there, and then he moved to UCAN where we were together
yes,
some time back, and it's an e-commerce platform. So it's no more a telecom company, but now an e-commerce solution. And then later on, he has moved to Sofricom. Now he's a software engineer and also a BI developer. Although I think Sofricom it's more of
yeah.
a
Telecom.
yeah, it's also another telecom
Yes,
industry. So you can see he has experience in different sectors
yes,
using his data skills and all that. And then you can see he's also a trainer. Yeah, so I
yes.
think with time he's going to tell us the kind of training he gives and stuff like that. So you can go ahead,
Exactly.
Marius.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Philip. Okay, so to continue, I will go a little bit in details for each of my experiences, so that for those who knows a little bit about data engineering, they can understand a little bit what was my background when I was working there. So at NGC, I was working more on development. Development also was a part of my job, and also uh, most with Spring Boot, which is an Java framework for those who are in development. If you are not understanding, don't worry. We will come step by step just after this presentation. The other slide coming will be more explicit. Okay, and I have also worked on providing insights, um, work on a project of automation, because most of our work in data engineering, once we finish done them, we have to automate. Okay, because as a data engineer, our job is to come as a support to other job like data scientists and data analysts, because we come to offer them to easy a little bit their work, and to not allow them to be the one looking for where data is coming from and how to transform it before having it in the good format in which they want to have it before starting working. So, and there also we have,
No, go ahead.
okay, there also we have used tools like Apache Nifi. Don't worry, I will come on it after. Google Storage, which is in the cloud, Apache Spark, Hive, Docker, Airflow, and we have also one of my job also was to always to be collecting data. You know, collecting data, transform it, put it in a good format, and from there now do analysis on those data in real time, and after provide those and a key performance indicator to the business. And I have also worked with some data warehouse like BigQuery to manage big volumes of data. I continue.
Yes, you can go ahead.
At UCAN, my job there was to understand the needs of the business and to provide them key performance indicators. Okay, and There, I think Philippe knows more about because we were working together to provide those data to the business. And we were mainly working with tools like Kibana, Metabase, Grafana, and Jupyter Notebook to provide those insights. Also, there I had the opportunity also to lead a team of 3 employees. We have used Jira and Confluence for those who know those tools to manage our task and write also the documentation. And as a data engineering task, it was more about migrating data. Like the data is stored in maybe in a format like CSV, it can be Excel, it can be a JSON, it can be in a traditional database like MySQL, MariaDB, or any other kind of source of data. And from there now, we collect all those data. We try to centralize them in a same place and we transform them before now sending them to another destination where those data are going to be used for future needs. So, and I have also worked on their main project, which was right in Laravel. On that main project, my responsibility was to develop a search application, like search application like Google, like that. When we Google, we are on Google and we do our search. It was kind of a search engine that I have implemented for that platform. As I said, it is an e-commerce platform, and there, based on the huge number of people that are using the service every second, search has to be really fast, and this cannot be done with our traditional databases as they are, they are, as they are. Yeah, if I can say it like that. So I have used a lot of Elasticsearch. I'm coming back also about that tools in next slide coming, and we have realized a lot of POC. POC is basically IT world is like having an idea and do a small proof of concept to just validate that the work we want to do is possible. Okay, so we will do a small job that is going to be functional, and we will present it for validation. And once it is validated, now we can now scale, and or we can now put resources to now create develop the solution we really want. So we were doing a lot of those POC when I was at UCAN, and we one of our main task also was to do optimization. Optimization is to always analyze the platform and see if there is a issue of performance on some pages, what is causing those issue of performance, and try to think about eventual solution that we can apply to solve those performance issues. If I continue in my current job, I'm more a BI developer. So we automate the creation of dashboards for a visualization tool, which is Grafana. And to do that, we use JavaScript. We use OpenSearch. OpenSearch is a variant of Elasticsearch, and we use also GitLab to create our CI/CD pipeline, which is a continuous integration and continuous development CI/CD pipeline. Yeah. So, and I'm also doing dev from time to time using Spring Boot, React, to build some pages for our business. I have also used Keycloak And now we also work on creating some plugins for Grafana, because we are a certain new a level where the plugin that are available are not doing well the work we want. So now I'm also responsible of recreating some of those plugins that that are not working really well for us.
Wow,
So
wow.
if
Interesting.
I yeah
So sorry to cut you short. Before we continue, wow, you guys can see the kind of the caliber of person we have on the call tonight. You can see the tons of projects he has laid his hands on and the kind of problems he has been solving and he's still trying to solve. I think the last time we had a conversation, but not the last time, but one of those times we had a conversation on what he's currently doing at Sofricom. I was like amazed when he said, "Oh, like right now, the existing plugins are not solving their problems, so they're trying to like build new plugins." And I was like, "What? Like you guys are really doing like some amazing stuff."
yeah
Yeah, so
yes
it's really interesting to know all these things. I'm
okay
sure by now some of the people on the call are probably lost due to some of the words you use, some of the technical
yes
terms. So I
I'm
think,
coming to that.
yeah. So let me just take us back a bit. So
Okay,
I know you've shared quite a few things about
okay.
what you do as a data engineer,
Hmm.
but some people were not like connected at that point. So if
Okay.
I should ask you right now, who is a data engineer and like what is his responsibility? So what can you say in a short in a layman terms? Can you give us
Yeah.
a definition of
Yes.
who is it? Yes.
Yeah. If you give me 1 or 2 minutes, I will be there.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
We'll go
So
with
basically, if I have to summarize tools, some tools I have used in my previous experience, they are kind of mainly SQL. We were watching a lot of SQL instruction, Philip, if you remember.
I swear
Uh,
I can never forget that.
yeah, Python, JavaScript, Java, PHP, UML, database, Grafana, Kibana, Nifi, and some tools of big data like Spark, some tools like for scheduling like Airflow and all other tools. But I know that right now is kind of difficult to understand. So is the reason why now we will now start uh, where exactly is more important for you guys who are in this meet today. So what is data engineering? Um, is a question, and we can say that data engineering is a process of designing and building system that let people collect, analyze raw data from multiple sources and formats. Basically, is when we talk about data engineering, it means that we have an existent data, okay, even if they are not well formatted. And data engineering part will collect all those data. Collect is use some tools to gather all those data, put them maybe probably in one same place, and link all those data together to create a new format of data. And from there now we can save them in new databases, and the new databases can be used for other needs like creating models, uh, what can I say, machine learning models, or be used by data analysts to create good insights that create insights for the business like that. So so as you can see on the image here, we have data engineering in the middle. Okay, we have data creation and data capture. What is in data creation and data capture is it can be events. Like when I take one example, for some of you, you use Instagram, you use LinkedIn, you use Facebook. Every link, every click, or every like you do on those platforms are going to dispatch an event. It is an event is going to be dispatched, and that event is going to create a what can I say? A set of action behind, and based on the event that you will be creating using those applications, those platforms will be able to update the content based on your needs. And when you are going down, the data that they will be showing you will be different from the data that they will be showing to another person. So everything that we do on those platforms are events, and those events can be source of data. We have also all the application that we use behind. um there are logs. Logs are like kind of event because it is event also that are logged, but those logs are like are used generally for debugging. Like if we take an application like Facebook, if you go on it and you have an issue doing an action and you report it, they really want to check to see what is your history and to see what happened and you have that specific issue. So they will check on their log and some other tools, of course, and they will be able to draw the road that you have used until you get to that specific issue. So log also are collected, videos, audios, everything that is data. Okay, everything that we do is a probable data that can be collected and be sent to a a data engineering part where that data can be used for another need, or maybe it can be to more understand your need and provide you a better service. From now, after data engineering such a part, now the data will be clean to be used by analysts and data scientists. Analysts to create reports, data scientists to build machine learning models and all that. Yeah. So if I continue, why data engineering? Because companies of all sizes have huge amounts of disparate data to come through to answer critical business question. You see, so it means what? It means that for big company, their data is not just on one same place. Okay, they will have Excel files, tons of Excel files here.
Excel
They can
files.
have databases here. They can have so many source of data. And when they are dispatched like that, you cannot have those data like that cannot answer really well the question they are asking themselves. So all those data has to be collected and put somewhere in one same place and try to link them together so that now they will know that okay, that user where that we found in that Excel file has done some other operation that we found in that database, and based on it they can like try to link together the data for every user, or I don't know, it really depends on their needs. So yes, why data engineering? Because first we want to centralize data that are going to be used to answer critical business questions. Data engineering also is designed to support the process, making it possible for consumers of data, like such as analysts and data scientists. Like I was saying, before data engineering has emerged, data engineering has emerged. before, data scientists were the one responsible of collecting the data and training their models. They were doing everything. Okay, and with time, people just realized that the data scientists alone, to collect the data, to have it in the format they want to have it before starting doing the work, it was taking so much time. And imagine a data scientist, he is working on maybe a project of machine learning or something like that, which is really specific. If he has to go to understand all the infrastructure that a company has, to understand where is this data located, where is this other data, before joining them together, before doing his work, it is going to be too much. So he is not really going to be focused on the main task he has to do. So we need a specific profile that is going to be really good in understanding what is an infrastructure. And then now when a data scientist needs a specific data, he can ask that guy who already has really well a knowledge about which data, where are locate all the data. And that guy can provide him the data really quickly, and he can work on creating his models. And it is also the same for data analyst. Okay, because you will not come and ask a data analyst add to all the tools that he will use to create dashboard and all that. You will not come and ask him to go through all the database that you have in your company to get the data he needs to do his work. Is kind of too much, and a company cannot be efficacious doing things like that. So it is from there that has emerged the role of data engineering, which means focusing on collecting, transforming, and providing the data to other people that need it. So it's kind of support. Is the
Okay, so
reason
that
why
is
generally, yeah, is the reason why generally in company, people generally don't understand what is the role of a data engineer.
so that is to say, a lot of times in companies they look down on you guys, the data engineers.
Yes.
Meanwhile, you guys are the ones that are like the backbone of the data guys in the sector, because like you clearly said, the data analyst that does the consumption of data, which is like they end up building business KPIs for the stakeholders, and then also the ML ops and all those guys that build machine learning models, AI and stuff like that, that everyone is running to. They all depend on you guys. Wow, interesting.
Exactly.
And then I think I also find it more interesting to know that whatever we do on the internet, like me as a user, let me say I'm using Instagram, the example you gave, or Facebook. So whatever activity I do, whatever event I do, there's someone at the office of Instagram or Facebook that is just monitoring all my moves. Like that, and that person is a data engineer. I think I find this fascinating.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Since all those, after, I'm not sure that he will be able to monitor for each user, because he's millions of events that are created every second. But yes, if you want to trace what you are doing online, of course, based on the data that he has, he's able to see your history and all that. Yes.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So if I have to continue, I will continue with what do data engineers do. Okay, and I will say that the first one, they acquire data sets that align with business needs. Okay, so the second one, develop algorithm to transform data into useful, actionable information. They build, test, maintain database pipeline architecture. Yeah, and they collaborate with management to understand company objectives. create new data visualization method and data analysis tool, and ensure compliance with data governance and security policies. So maybe I didn't mention when I was talking, but when it comes to introduce a new tool in the infrastructure that is used by a company, a data engineer also has to give his point of view on the tool that is going to be introduced. Especially if the tool that is going to be introduced is the main goal is to storage data or to have anything to have with data, because as data engineer they are generally generalist, okay, which means that they will always been trying to find the best tool for the best cases, okay. And in a company like that, let's say that you join a company, maybe some of us we have some example like that in mind. There are some platform, when we go on them, they are so slow. To do something, you will wait seconds, is not fast enough, and people really struggling using those platforms. But when we come back a little bit to those big platforms that we have, like Facebook, Insta, and all those big platforms we have, they are really soft. It's just really speed. You can you don't even notice. Uh, we are sometimes even surprised how faster those platforms are, and just it depends just on what is behind. Okay, in if we take like Facebook, behind we have servers with really good resources that are able to handle the traffic. Their servers can really scale, their services can really scale based on the number of people that are requesting, okay, the data at a certain period of time. But for generally those platforms where we have and we go and we struggle, they are not, the mindset is not the same. Like maybe they have hosted somewhere and they put it just there. They are not monitoring to make sure to see that, okay, maybe we are getting more traffic, we should scale or anything like that. And probably they are using some tools that are not really the best, okay, for their case, like in terms of databases and all those. Okay, and data engineer in a team, it is one of his main tasks also is to see how to optimize. If he join a company and probably one of the database is not working very well or has a issue of performance, he will firstly try to see if there are actions that he can take to optimize those database. If not, he can start now thinking about alternatives that are on the market that can do best the work. Okay. If we continue here like that, as we were talking, on this screen, we have an example of pipeline. A pipeline is, it means a set of steps that data are going to follow to finally end up being, what can I say, being visualized by the business or be used for others' need and all that. So we can see that here, the data, the first step is collecting data, and you write the data sources,
Sorry
which
to cut you
means,
short. I just wanted to confirm. Can we all
yes,
see his screen, because he's actually sharing his screen now? So if you can see his screen, you can just wave your hand or just indicate for us in the
yes,
chat.
yes.
Okay,
Okay,
nice. They
okay.
can
Some
see it.
people are seeing it. Okay,
Okay,
that is
good.
great.
We're good to go.
So we have like Internet of Things. that can generate data for us. Internet of Things is basically all those what in English, captor. What is captor in English?
It's cap.
Uh,
Left.
okay, I will try to explain.
Sensor.
Okay, tensor. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Sensor. Okay. Yes, exactly. Sensor. Okay, we have like a lot of sensor, like for in some on some roads we can see some sensor collect data to see if there is a traffic, there is a lot of traffic or not. And those sensor and all that are part of Internet of Things. Okay, and we have databases. I'm sure that all of us we know what is a database. A database, a database is set of information saved in a structured way. Okay, and I think if we take just one example is our contacts on our phones. When you enter in a contact of your phone and you create a new contact, the fields are always the same, which means once you finish, you validate, that information is going to be saved somewhere. Okay, and behind is a database, is going to save it somewhere, which is called a database. We have files. Okay, files are everything that is audio, video, PDF, Excel, all those things. We have legacy system. I don't know in French what it means in French.
We have what?
We have legacy system.
Legacy
Systems.
systems. Okay.
Yes, I can explain like okay, data also came from others application. Like maybe you are running a business and you have some of your data on some others platform. You can also collect all those data, use them, join them with others data from other source to do I don't know, prediction or any something on them. Okay, and we have web services. The last three are a little bit kind of in the same context. So from the data source, we collect them now. Okay, we collect them, and there is a step of routing. Okay, and from there now, those data are going to be saved in one and unique place. Those places generally we will call them data warehouse. The data warehouses, because for them, no matter what is the format of the data, they are able to, you know, to save the data, which is not the case of our traditional databases. In our traditional databases, we cannot save any kind of data in them. But the data warehouses, they have this flexibility and ability to take any kind of data. Okay, and they are also well designed to get massive data, and they will continue performing really well, which is not the case of our traditional databases as we know them, like MySQL. I'm coming to them for those who don't know what it is. And from there now we have our step of data architecture and engineering, where we will have any all the kind of transformation we need to do before having the data in the good format we need to now do visualization or to do data science on them or to share them with I don't know. And in data architecture, as you can see, it is there that the raw data in the first line is going to be processed and finally ends on being a trusted data. Okay, and generally it is the main goal, raw data transformation, and it is going to end it on a trusted data. And behind all the other things that are behind that you are seeing there are just we are not going to enter in those details for now.
Yeah.
But the last final steps is what is important is data visualization and BI for the data analyst, and data analytics and AI for data scientists. So when we talk about data engineering, we talk also about big data. Okay, and big data refer to data sets. It means that a set of data that are too large or too complex for traditional data processing application. In traditional data processing application, for those who are in IT, it is well known. We have so many well known like MySQL, Postgre, all those application. Um, that when you want to start a project, people usually think about them quickly. All that. So when the data that you have become too complex or become too big for those kind of traditional data, then now you can start thinking about big data. And big data is what it turn around five concepts or five. What can I say? If you have those five, it means that okay, probably you are in a case of big data. Okay, and it start by what? It start by velocity. Okay, it start by velocity. By volume, I wanted to say volume is that what is the volume of data that is generated, like per second, in 1 second. What is the volume of data that is created? If the volume of data that is created is, I don't know, 10 gigabytes, if you calculate a little bit on one day, you will see what it gave. And 10, I think that is really small for some big platform that we have outside nowadays. We have variety. Variety means a large variety of data, okay, of format. Like we said, as data source, they don't have the same format, and it is what is described here. We have veracity. Can we trust the data that is generated? If we can trust them, is also one key point of what is big data. We have also valeur in French, which is okay. I didn't explain. What can I say? Velocity. Velocity is about the speed. Okay, how speed those data are generated, and all the other concepts now. Uh, are they giving a value? Do there is any value transforming those data? If yes, we are in a case of big data.
Big data. Okay.
Yeah, and like I said again, yeah, like I said, data source are logs from websites, insight from social medias, and or can be open data or any other kind of source of data. But you can see that there are a lot of variety of data sources that are available. And if you don't find anything that suits you, you can generate your own data sources, or your business is generating data. Those data can be also your data source. Everything is not something specific.
Okay. So just before we continue, yeah, Joe
Yes.
wanted to chip in this. So for
Okay.
instance, like I said, this program tends to like prepare you for what is actually ahead of you. So for instance, let me say you are just a beginner, or probably, but okay, this goes out to those who are about to start their career. Let me say you go out for an interview, and then they ask you all the questions and all that. I think once you are done with them asking you the question, it has to get back to you to ask them the question, get to know about the company. You can begin by asking them, okay, yes, they've told you everything, they've known everything about you. Now it's your turn to get to know about the company. So probably you can first of all also ask them okay, what is the data source that they have? What are the different sources of data that they have?
Yes.
So now you're trying to also get information, and this is a very important question that if you ask them, then they'll know that okay, this guy that is coming for this data interview, this guy knows what he's doing. Because once they tell you the different data sources they have, then you can even begin to identify their problems or some of the things, some of the recommendations you can give to them. Okay, maybe they will say, oh, we're just using Excel or we're just using SQL. And if they tell you, I think when you go, a lot of companies, when you ask them for their data source, they're going to tell you they're using Excel. And then you should ask them why are they using Excel, and you now begin to propose other data sources for them. So you see, when you have such like an idea of what the different data sources are and when to use them, it kind of keep you ahead of others when you go for your interview. So whenever you go for interview, you shouldn't just go, okay, they ask you, and then you end up, you stand up and go. No, it's meant to be an interactive section.
Interactive. Yes.
Once they are done, you should also get to like ask interesting questions that would make them know that okay, no, this guy is different. Okay, so just wanted to chip
Okay.
in that.
Okay. So I will try to go fast
Yeah,
because we
okay.
have exceeded 1 hour. So
Yes. And
I know.
I
Okay.
think on this issue of big data, it's a
Yeah.
very interesting subject that
Yeah.
we will definitely have to come back for it. We're going to have a whole session for big data. Yeah,
Okay. All right.
it's marvelous.
All right. So the usage of big data. Sorry for the French, but I will explain. Okay. One usage can be descriptive. Okay. What happened and why. We can use big data to understand what happened. Okay. On something and why, to answer that question. Or a predictive, what will happen based on all data that is collected and all that, what is going to happen. And prescriptive can be like what do we want to have as goal and all that. It can help in, I think, in the three cases. If we continue, we here I have tried to classify a little bit tools, okay, in every step of big data. And we can see here that we have at the beginning the data sources, as we have already talked about them. We have the processing, and there are some quite interesting tools that are doing processing. Uh, we have Storm, Apache Storm, we have Apache Nifi, we have Apache Spark, we have Kafka, we have Flink. Some of them are really real-time tools, which means that when you do one action like this on Facebook, and if the event is dispatched to that tool, another action will be directly started once you click. Is kind of real time, and he can go and ask a system of recommendation and see that based on the event that you have created, what is the set of data that is going to be good for you to show you when you are scrolling down and all that. Okay. And we have data storage. We have Hive. Hive is like a traditional database, has the same instruction language to manipulate like traditional database like MySQL, but this one has a capacity of requesting a huge amount of data, really huge, which is not the case of MySQL and all that. If you try it on MySQL, you will wait for hours before getting the result. And Philip he knows a little bit about what I'm talking about. He has an experience with that.
I've been
And
traumatized with that a lot of times.
yeah, we have machine learning, and we have like Apache Spark MLlib, which is also part of Spark. If you are using Spark like that, you can easily write your ML script also inside. We have TensorFlow. We have PyTorch. In this session of machine learning, me, I did it just at school. After, I didn't touch it again. But yeah, it's also good to know in case you are in an environment or a really complex project where you need also to use those components. And we have at the end visualization. And there we have so many well-known tools like Tableau, Power BI, Kibana, and a normal application. It can be decided to build a normal application, and all those tools, to experience most of them, you need to use them on the cloud. Okay, to use some specific a service provider online. Otherwise, it's really difficult to set up the environment on your local to experience those big data tools, especially when it is big data. But if it comes just for data engineering, for sure you can easily install those tools on your computer or on a small server and do the work. So I will just go in detail of some of the tools like Nifi. Nifi here we have.
Let me just come in a bit. Probably
Okay.
because of the time and people will be having questions. So maybe I think now we might not be able to touch some of the tools.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so that we'll be able to like answer the question. But definitely we would have another session specifically for tools of data engineering. Like we're going to dedicate it and scope it to like diving deep into the tools so that
Okay.
we would like go progressively. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, like Nifi is just a tool for creating process, defining a pipeline where you can collect data and do everything that we just talked about. Nifio, this one is Spark. Sorry for the title. Is also a big data tool which allow you to collect a huge amount of data and do analysis in really fast and have the result and save them in database. From there, they can be used for other purpose. We have also Elasticsearch, which is a really powerful search engine, data and search engine, data storage and search engine, and it is really well known when it comes to managing logs and creating search application. You can really use that tool. It's really powerful.
So
We
let me
have
just tell you
Airflow.
guys,
Yeah.
Elasticsearch is one of the things Marius has fallen in love with in this data industry. Like him and Elasticsearch is like 5 and 6. Like
yes,
I think you can't separate both of them.
it's a really interesting tool, and it is also very people are looking for engineers that are really good in that. So
yes, it's
for
in
sure,
high
if you
demand,
know
guys.
really well how to use it, I'm sure that you will not be looking for a job and not find it.
Yeah, they will
We
look
have
for you. And also, I think when it comes to Elasticsearch, if you check the statistics of those like who are certified, like the certified Elastic engineers in Africa, I'm not sure they're up to 10. If am I right?
Not yet. Not
How
yet.
many?
Yes. I think they are not even 7. I think.
Okay, so they are not yet up to 7. So it's a very useful tool that is in high demand, and yet you get to see that not everyone has gotten to the expertise. And so it's, if you're able to build yourself to become an Elastic engineer, I'm telling you, you're a hot cake in the market, in the industry. So Marius, as you see, is a hot cake in the industry.
No, not yet, but I don't have the certification yet.
You're almost having it.
We have Airflow, which is a tool for scheduling. Okay, which means that if you have some job, like you want to collect data from a database, but you want to do it like once a day, so you want to program it and all that, you can use this tool and write your code, and he can take it by himself at the time you have specified, do the job and finish, and wait for the next time to come and do the same things and go in. Is also really good. I think I wanted to explain you a little bit some pipeline, the way they are built, but we will go. We have also something that is really important also in data engineering, which is CDC, which is a change data capture. is a concept of every time that there is any change on a database or something like that, uh, it it is going to be replicate directly. Okay, every change on a data will create an event. That event is going to now follow a set of tools where it can be used to do other things like as you can see here from MySQL, we are trying to migrate data from MySQL, but this time we want to send it to two other databases. It can be here, it is Postgre, oh sorry, here it is Postgre and Elasticsearch. And every time that there is one operation, anything, edit, update, or add anything, the data is retrieved and sent to Kafka, which is here. From Kafka now, there are some connectors that are going to take that data and save them in Postgre here and Elasticsearch here. And it is also in real time. So is kind of really good ways like to link tools together in a way that okay, once a data is always a little bit like real time. Imagine that you have a old database where you still doing some operation on them, but right now you are developing a new application that need that data, that same data, but you need that data to be in another database. Okay, this application can help you to have the data in somewhere else, and others application can be using the data in the new storage. So it's really important also in the world of data engineering. I think we are almost at the end. What I'm going to be sharing here is how to a roadmap on data
Data
engineering.
engineer. So for those
Okay.
wondering, how can I be a data engineer? This is where you
Yes.
pay attention.
Yes. It's quite. I think it's quite long road, but yeah, for sure. I'm sure that it is going to help you. Just give me 1 second. If you are seeing my screen.
Yes, I'm seeing your
Okay.
screen.
So I didn't recreate it because there are a lot of things like that online available. So I just took one available, and we are going to just use it.
Okay,
And
nice.
for sure, if you want, with time, I can propose one, a specific one based on the way me I have experienced the things. Something that I didn't mention is that data engineering, the most important background is just development. If you know how to code, you can easily migrate to data engineering because most of the time we will be just writing code, and there is not anything really new that is really different from what devs and the others does. So here on this roadmap, as a data engineer, you need like to know very well Python and Java, both. And I will even add Scala. The three are really important to know. As operating system, for sure, Linux. If we quit that, you can just, yeah, we quit that. Everything that is in in Violet is important. After fast API, just to create, if you build machine learning models and all that, you need it. Git, you need Git to do the versioning of your code and all that. Okay, you need GitHub for sure. They go together. You need to be good in SQL, really good, because is when you are using big data tools, function that you will be using, they are doing analytics. So analytics, the primary tool that is good for analytics is SQL. And when it comes to databases here, yeah, they mention some of them.
But if we come to NoSQL database, ClickHouse is good. I never use it, but I hear talk about it really often. Here, Elasticsearch is really good compared to MongoDB, if I have to say it. In this category of database, Redis is really good. When it comes to time series, Prometheus is a tool of monitoring that allow you to monitor the application that you have in your infrastructure. Okay, and we have the other two. They are not really important. If we continue, these are formats that are generally used in big data, Parquet and Avro. You can, after, do some search to know a little bit more about them. Block storage, HDFS is really important to know. When it comes to object storage, Google Cloud Storage or Amazon S3, they are really good. When it comes to query engine, we have Apache Hive. I have talked about it. I said that it was like a traditional database, but it has the capability of handling a really big data, if I have to say it like that. And the part that are really important are pipeline orchestration. We talk about Airflow. We talk also about data processing, which is Spark. We have also Kafka. We have talked about them also. Data governance is good to know, but not a primary things to know. We have Docker, which is good to know also. Metabase and Power BI, it is going to help. We have for CI/CD pipeline, we have Jenkins and GitLab CI. You can go for GitLab CI. For container orchestration, Kubernetes is really good. And for config management is Ansible. Ansible, it means that when you have your set of servers and you want to install set of tools on them, you don't want to go on each machine and doing the installation. You can just write a config and you will target those hosts and those servers, and Ansible will be able to install all those configuration on those machines. We have Terraform, which allow instead to create the infrastructure, the server on which you can use Ansible to install the tools. So they are complementary. And we have about observability is Jaeger for tracing, is Prometheus for monitoring, and is Greylog and Elasticsearch for logging. So it's kind of those tools that are in Violet, if you know them, it means that you too, you have a requirement to postulate for a data engineering job. So it's quite that. I know that I have took so much time, so probably we will to add data engineer. They are generalists, which means that they touch a lot of tools, really a lot, and the main thing that is really important in data engineering is architectures, because we build a lot of architecture, and every time that they ask you a job, you have to draw to show things that you want to do. We connect it to other things that are already existing, how they are going to cohabitate and all that. So you have to always explain, okay, from where these things is coming, going here, that until the end is really that architectures, they are really important. And something also is that when choosing the tools and all that, you have to always make sure that you are reducing the cost of data management, because we have also that really big issues is that sometimes we have some tools that we have that are really costing a lot of money, and with time you have to also think about alternative that are better but less cost, because when we talk about data engineering, is a lot of data that company invest in that, and documentation are really good, really important, because without documentation if someone joined the team, he will not be able to follow. It will just be really low. So when we work, we used to write a lot of documentation to keep trace of what we are doing. So is almost it is what I had to say today. And yeah, for sure, if you have question, I'm available to listen to those questions, and I will try to answer them if I have the element of solutions. Okay.
All right, so thank you so much, Marius, for that wonderful presentation.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
I
much.
think I must begin by saying, after seeing that roadmap, guys, don't be scared, fear not. Yeah,
Yes,
it's really doable. Like you said,
yes,
there are certain things that are highlighted that are hyper important that you
yes,
need to give all your attention to, and then the other ones is like just for you to like get an understanding of them, so that
exactly.
you you'd flow with the rest of the team. You get, yeah. So you might not necessarily need to jam pack everything in your head.
Yes.
It's just a gradual process, step by step. Yeah.
We
So
have a question. Someone wanted to know the difference between a data scientist, data developer, data analyst, and data engineer.
yes.
So to give an element of response to that, after data developer, we can join it with, it can be spread to the other three, I think. I will give you an explanation about the other three. Like data engineer, I think he's the first profile who is really in contact with the infrastructure, okay, of a company. He knows where all the data are, and he's the one that will collect, transform, and put those data in a
Data.
place, yes, in data warehouses or new databases. And the link, the difference between a data scientist and data engineer is that the data scientist is main focus is to build the machine learning models, okay, and to build a machine learning models, he need data, and when he need those data, he has to ask a data engineer. Before they were doing it, they were doing everything by themselves, but now those two positions are really different, especially when you are in big company. Okay,
Mm.
so data engineer, they have their role, their task, and data scientists also, they have what they do.
Yeah.
They do, and data analyst also is based on when he needs a set of data. Let's imagine he needs some kind of data in a data warehouse. Maybe the data warehouse that is used by the company is BigQuery. So he needs some data. He will ask them to the team of data engineering. They will provide him those data. From there, now he can collect tools, visualization tools to like BigQuery, and build the visualization that he needs. So in that case, he's going to be focalized just on writing his SQL, writing his Python, and using his tools that he needs.
Mm.
Okay, where a data engineer, he's going to use all those primary languages that we know, like PHP, like
Python,
everything.
Scala,
Yes, like
Java.
you can put everything that a developer does. You can at the beginning assign it to a data engineer, because if a web developer is not available to do a specific set of work like creating an API or something like that, the data engineer will be able to do it, okay, because he touch almost everything. And so he has to done the work before that data will be available for data scientists to use to build their machine learning models and all that, and for the data analysts to use to create their visualization and all those things.
Okay.
I
So
don't know
thank you.
if I have responded to your question, Abigail.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So this is the moment we have for section for questions. Yeah. So those of you having like questions should go ahead to ask your questions. I know even though you maybe indicated on the form, I feel since you're on the call, it's good now that you unmute yourself and ask your question. Yeah, so now is the time for questions.
Yeah.
And Marius, can you help me go to like is this slide 3 where you have that nice drawing of the data pipelines? I love that. I would like us to get a screenshot of that, like at the beginning of the presentation.
At the beginning.
Yes.
This one.
No. Keep going. Yes. This the data engineering architecture. Yeah.
This one.
No. You passed it. Data engineering architecture.
Okay. This one. Okay.
Exactly. This one.
Okay.
So,
after you can easily find it on Google if you
No.
look
I
for
just want the people that are on the call to just get a screenshot of the call right now as it is, so that they can, post it on their LinkedIn and use a hashtag for data. Some of these things helps when a recruiter is going through your profile, when you submit your CV somewhere and you maybe wrote on your CV you're passionate about data and stuff like that. They go through your LinkedIn profile, they see your activities. Are you attending any conference related to data? What do you do with your free time? So when they get to see some of these things, they'll be like, okay, this candidate is kind of different. So I would like you guys to take a screenshot of yourself on the call right now, and then after this session, you can make a post about it on LinkedIn. Oh, I attended a data engineering session, which I learned. Maybe you highlight one of the things you learned, and then you can tag Marius, who was the one who gave us this nice insight about it. Yeah, so it's really one of the things that will help you stand out when you present yourself out there.
of course, and it will also allow the algorithm of LinkedIn to, when someone is looking for you, to find you because you are more active on the social media.
Exactly.
So it helps also.
Yeah, so make sure you use the different hashtag. Data engineering, data is power, data, tech hangout, all those things. And it's going to be easier for you to be searched. So questions. Those of you having questions, this is the time for that, especially those who are on the call. Before I read a question that is here.
Okay, you can ask the question.
Okay. Yeah. I think most of the questions that are written on the form, I think you've really dealt with them while you were just explaining. Yeah, someone was asking the difference between data engineering and data analytics.
Okay. Yeah, is like we said, it's true that I didn't put a slide to focus on their differences, but you have to see a data engineer a little bit like a developer who add to his software skills. He has also that data, this the other part which is focused on data, and for data scientists they use the data provided by data engineers to do their models and all the other activities that they do. I'm sure they do a lot. So someone is want to ask a question.
Yes. So we also have with us some other gurus from the industry, who are on the call with us here to also get some insights of the data and get to hear some of the things you'll be sharing with us. And I think one of them is Emmanuel Iwu. So I think he's raising his hands. He has a question or something he will want to say. So over to you, Emma. The floor is yours.
Hi, Mr. Marius.
Yes.
Thank you very much for the presentation.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
I guess the question that I wanted to ask is mainly this, right? For the people who are trying to get into the data engineering field, let's say without what do you call it, a software engineering background. because that is probably the case for most people, right? That are interested in this.
Yes.
What would you say is like
Okay, I
Sorry, we
think
are losing
we
you.
have
started within the next, that would take them approximately 6 months?
okay. I will say it's really difficult to just start like that without like having a background in something else. Like either you start by data analyst, by being a data analyst or a data scientist like that, and from there now you can be moving to data engineering. Okay, or if you start with data engineering, it means that in the roadmap that you will have to really focus on having good competence in coding, because you will really need it. Okay, to be a great one. Okay, so or like if you start by data scientist, you are a data scientist, you are working on building models and all that. You know that the data is already transformed before you are doing your job. So at a certain point of maturity, you can like start thinking about, okay, what is the task that they do before I have the data in the format I'm using it. And from there now, I think that since you have already a good knowledge on how to create those things, you can maybe yeah try something like going to data engineering like that. It is easy from a background to go to data engineering, but at the beginning, like that, jumping in that is quite difficult. Most of the time, you will see people will have a software development background, and with time now they will be and they will go and specialize in data engineering. And that was also my case because I did my master degree. Until I finished, I was a software engineer. And it is when I was about to join the company, and the project they gave to me, yeah, was containing all those data engineering, big data tools and all that. So it is from really there, with my capacity of adaptability, that I was able to go in that way. But yeah, like I said, to start from nothing is really difficult, really.
Yeah. Okay.
Is
So to start from, let me say, I'm not from a tech background. I studied, let me say, medicine or something in school. Yeah. And then today I want to become a data engineer. What would you tell me to do? Because yes, quite all right, it's difficult, but what would I do?
okay. I will tell you that maybe start by being a data analyst.
Okay.
Okay, because data analyst, you will really understand, okay, the results, okay, the business wants, right?
Okay.
You will be building, you will be using, you will learn SQL. SQL is really important. You will learning SQL. You will learn a first language, which is Python, and you will start using tools and doing a lot of interesting stuff from Python that you have learned now. You can move to data engineering, because
Okay.
there are a lot of tools in data engineering that has like API interface Python. So from there you can. But if you jump directly in data engineering, I think that you can find yourself in too much things at once, because like I said, is a field that is really generalist, and tools are just popping here and there everywhere. There are so much tools, and it can be really difficult for you to find yourself in all that.
Okay. Okay. So
But yeah,
I think just to add a bit to what Marius has shared, for those who are really looking into starting out their career in data engineering, when you listen to all that he has said, you see that one of the things that is very crucial for you is to understand, first of all, how a database functions. Like, you're going to be working with data as a data
yes,
engineer, and this
yes,
data is basically stored in a database. So let me say
yes,
SQL or whatever database is. So you have to first of all get to study the different database systems, like get a good understanding of that. After getting that understanding, relational database, non-relational database, probably now you get to pick one of the databases, let's say SQL, because it's one of the languages that is used by everyone in the field. So you get to master that too. And once you're able to like have a good understanding of that, at the same time, now you can start looking out for other tools like Python. You start looking out for Python, and then at the same time with Python you can also visualize your data, the aspect of the visualization. So already once you have these two on ground, it's like you're a data analyst, because you can do most of the things or a lot of the things that the data analyst is doing. So at that time you can already start looking for jobs. But if you still don't want to spend your life or totally stop there as a data analyst, then you continue going deeper. And then I think that roadmap that he shared with us at the beginning is going to be something that will be very, very helpful. So I think if you can add the link, if you can just send the link on the chat, it's going to be super helpful.
As you said on the link that I have shared,
yes,
it is there is development, there is oh no, sorry, it's not the link, sorry.
Okay.
There is you have to be good in okay, why am I not copying okay, sorry. So we they touch almost everything. If you see very well, they touch everything: development, they touch also DevOps, which means infrastructure, because to be doing proof of concept, you will not wait for a developer or someone to come to do it for you. You have to have all the what you need to do the work by yourself. So you need to be a little bit good in everything, you see. And it is more easy to come from a background or to have a long like I don't know how you can, if you study data engineering from, I don't know if there are some courses where you can study data engineering from the first year until the until getting your master degree. But I think from master there are a lot of master in data, like okay, so but before the master you have like a software engineering courses before, so it will just easy things for you, because from there now you will just learn small tools here, small tools there, and that. And once you put them all together, you can start creating amazing things.
Okay. So as a data engineer,
or otherwise, you can do data engineering based just on some specific tools, but you will find yourself really limited. I think some people are on those contests, but I really don't think that it is that data engineering, like learn some specific tool and be able to be doing a kind of small job and all that is not really that great, because like I said, data engineering is more about generalists and being able to propose, because it's also what we do. We propose, we optimize, which means that you have a large set of knowledge on how everything works, and you are able to detect when there is an issue somewhere here and investigate until you find the right solution to apply.
Yeah. Okay. So as a data engineer, the background of software development, or not fully software development, but at least like you should really know how to code, because they do a lot of coding. They just don't draw, but they do a lot of coding to build their architectures. So I don't know if someone is having any other question, because I think our time is up. We're already coming to an end.
And I didn't drink water.
Oh. All right. Anyone having any other question?
Or feel free to join me also, connect on LinkedIn if you have any
definitely
questions. I will be always available to answer.
Okay. So and then I think I will just send a link to the official, like to the Instagram page for the Tech Hangout, so that whenever an information is posted about the next sections or something regarding the program, you guys will be able to be informed like as early as possible. So probably if you're not yet following it, you can you're not yet following it, yeah, you can just click on the link and then it's going to take you to the page. That way you guys will stay in touch. I
And
think
for sure, for
yeah.
sure, I would like to add something. And if you want, with time, we can like choose specific tools and show you how it works. You know, there are a lot of things that we can show you how it works, and you can start building yourself in data engineering.
Yeah, definitely. I think that really works for me. So Marius, I think before we go, I'm having 3 questions for you. Yeah. So the first, just something quick to close up the session. So the first question, I think I know it, but yeah, let me just ask for the rest to get to know. So between tea and coffee, which one? Tea, coffee, water? No, I take away the water. Tea or coffee?
Tea or coffee? I will go for tea.
Okay, tea. Yes, that's right. I still remember. Okay, and then light mode or dark mode?
Oh, dark. Dark.
Yeah, let's always go for dark modes too, because light attracts bugs.
Yeah.
And then the
dark.
final one, do you exercise?
Do I exercise? Really, I will not say that I'm a really good. I'm doing it really good, but there were some time like that. It just came to my mind that when I wake up, I'm doing some 10 or 20 minutes some exercise before starting my day.
Okay.
But I'm not doing it daily, so I cannot really say. But I really want to start, and why not? I just need some discipline in that, and things are going to.
Okay, so please do add it to your do add it to your daily sprint, so that you will always remember to do it, because I believe it's one of the things that is really important for us, especially for the fact that we get to sit down for long hours in the office and all that.
Exactly,
so so it was really nice having this session with you.
Thank you so much.
I don't know, seems like Paul is now typing. Paul, if you can unmute yourself to just speak, because we are coming to an end. Yeah. Probably by the time he's finished typing, we're all gone. Okay. So I think he was just typing a vote of thanks. So you're welcome so much, Paul. And that's it from me. And thanks to everyone for joining. And I'm able to see some few people on the call, sending shout outs to you guys from wherever you're joining us from. I see Emmanuel Iru on the call. I see I'm trying to see everybody to give a proper shout out, but now the thing. Okay, I see Edward also on the call. I see Jonas. I see Joseph. I see Kofi. I see Memuna. I see Paul. I see Taku. I see now the rest who are using invited guests. So thank you very much, guys. We'll stay in touch, and then have a good time. See you next time. I am Philippe. Bye.
Bye.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you're having any question, do well to add it to the comment and our team will get in touch with you. And feel free to drop your recommendations or suggestions of topic that you would like us to dive deep into. And also, do well to hit the like button, subscribe and share to others. Thank you.